Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to yet another edition of Tigers All Access, our summer portion of coverage. And as you guys know, we are in the midst right now of counting down our top 10 individual moments here from the season. And we're now at number 2, guys. So we are rolling right along here in today's countdown. And right now we come to the Tiger Bass Fishing Team for their accomplishment of taking home second place at Toledo Bend. They were able to haul in a total of 18 pounds and 5 ounces, I believe. And coming home with second place was the team, Cody Ross and Brett Clark. And that tournament consequently allowed them to advance to the national tournament for the 5th year in a row. And Cody, you guys seem to be kind of going under the radar, but just getting the job done. And you guys, once again, as we said at the top, 5th year in a row, you qualify for the national tournament. So how does that feel? What were your initial thoughts after having such a great day on the water, and then you come back, you hold down first place for a time, end up finishing second? You know, how does that feel for you guys?
Oh man, it felt great. There's nothing like that in the world. Knowing that you can be up towards the top of some of the greatest college fishermen in the world. I mean, everybody comes to the tour events for Bassmaster. Carhartt does a great job sponsoring them. It's everybody that puts on that whole entire tour is just is bar none. And to be able to come in the top 3 here close to home at Toledo, it's nothing like it.
Absolutely. And you guys, like we said, you have been pretty successful in actually, come to think about it, the tandem of you and Brett Clark have been absolutely kind of phenomenal there. That dynamic has really worked out well for you guys. You guys have several top 20, top 15 finishes under your belts together. Just kind of talk a little bit about that partnership. How big of a deal is that to fish with the right partner out there on the water during a competition like that?
I 100% believe that having the right a lot of the success part, it contributes so much to having great fishing, being able to just be yourself out there and do what you know how to do to get the job done every time. It takes another person in the boat to be able to bring that out of you. And that's exactly what happened with Brett and I. We meshed so well together on the boat. Everything that I was thinking, he was thinking, and vice versa. It just there has never been another person that I fished with that I had fished with like I did with Brett. And I honestly believe that's a big part of the reason that we've won 2 tournaments, had multiple top 10s, have qualified for multiple national championships, and we're really trying to bring this team to the top level.
Absolutely. And you guys had a chance to compete in a couple of summer tournaments. You had a different partner out there in the last tournament that you guys had, I want to say. And how was that kind of adjustment period like for you?
It's much different getting new partners. It all is. Everybody has to get a new partner at some point. It just so happened that my partner Brett graduated, and that's part of it. He moved on. He's got a great job now. I'm stoked and great, and I fished with a young man that's going to be a sophomore on the team this next year. Cameron Tullis. We had a great time in Oklahoma. We couldn't get the job done like we needed to. We had some pretty decent fish found in practice, but some very big storms came through on the first day. That Friday the tournament, and it wasn't in the plans for us to do good that week. But man, you just got to roll with it and go on to the next one. But I'm looking forward to getting back out there. Fall.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys once again turned in another successful tournament. And just got to talk about, for those of us who aren't familiar with how bass fishing works, how critical is it to kind of, know your way around the rivers and around the lakes and stuff like that? You guys put a lot of preparation kind of in place in order to be successful out there on a river. How much does that play into how well you guys are going to do on that day?
It plays in significantly. I know me myself. I've fished almost 90 days already this year, and it's July 15th or 16th, I believe. I put in a lot of time on the water, and I really account a lot of my success on the water to being on the water so much. It's just, there's so many things that happen out there that you can't watch that in a video. You can't read it in an article. You just have to be out there and put in the time and know that you're going after something that only you can see. You can see it for yourself, and you can see where you want to be. And there isn't very many other people that can see that. And it can be hard sometimes, but it's very, very rewarding.
Absolutely. And you guys, like you said, you have been very, very successful, just doing that. But just got to talk about, you guys compete against close to 200 schools each time you guys take to the water for a tournament. Is there any time you go out there and you're kind of looking at the level of competition where you kind of have it in the back of your mind, well, oh man, I better do well, Kent State is here, Texas A&M is here, or something like that. Does that ever cross your mind, or is it all about focusing on what you guys can and can't control?
Man, it doesn't cross my mind as much as it does a lot of other people's. My whole mindset is to go out there and have the best day on the water that I can possibly have, and wherever that puts me in the standings is where it puts me. I can't control other schools. I can't control what they catch and what they don't catch. So I feel like if I go out there and every day that I go out there, I do the best that Cody can do instead of trying to do better than someone else, then my success rate is going to be much higher if I'm focusing on myself and what I can do rather than what other people are going to do and how I can beat one team, rather than seeing if I can do my personal best to beat everyone.
Absolutely, and you guys have been very good this year, obviously. And you guys, that partnership that you have with Brett Clark. We hate to see him, graduate. I've had several conversations with him during his time here at ETBU. But do you kind of feel like, with a couple of your guys graduating here, do you kind of feel like you're now one of the elder statesmen on the team, to where you got to kind of take on the responsibility of kind of being that guy to help guide your team and to kind of be, that calming influence out there on the water for you guys? Has that kind of crossed your mind as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I realized that coming into this year as a junior, I'm one of the older ones on the team. I've been here for 2 years now, going on 3, and I know that a lot of them look up to me, and I know all the things that they've been through because I've been in their same shoes. And man, I understand that it's part of my right and my job now to step up and to point them in the right direction, to help them out how I was helped out whenever I was first getting here by some of my my more senior teammates.
Absolutely. And what's one of the things that, with your partnership out there on the water with Brett, what are some of the things that you kind of picked up and kind of learned from him that you could possibly use on your way down the road for the younger guys and for future competitions coming up?
He just a lot of it was that he just showed me how he did things and how he did things differently than I did, and I learned from him a lot of that in the fishing aspect. And as well as that, he showed me a lot about the kind of person he was, and there was some things that I wouldn't do exactly like he did. He did things that I didn't do exactly like that. And I mean, we helped each other out quite a bit in that aspect as well. And I feel like that knowing different ways to look at things is something that I can help the freshmen, the sophomores this year, those kind of people. I feel like I can help point them in the right direction that I was pointed in as well.
Absolutely. And what is kind of, what's the kind of the biggest thing that you could tell, kind of that young freshman that's coming in, the sophomore, kind of being new to this competition, new to the whole collegiate bass fishing world here? What's the biggest thing that you could tell them when they're out there on the lake or on the water?
I've talked to some friends of mine that are coming in to collegiate bass fishing, whether that's ETBU or another school we're competing against. And man, I tell them all the same thing. Put in as much time as you can and go out there every day to try to better yourself, and you'll be successful. Don't try to be better than someone else. Don't try to compete against someone else, and you'll be successful yourself. If you go out there and just do everything you do to make yourself better rather than making yourself beat someone else.
Well, very, very well spoken, Cody. I could actually, I probably should have wrote that down. I could kind of use that, going forward in my own life for sure. But just a couple more questions for you here before we wrap things up. So with everything that's kind of happened with the whole COVID-19 and things getting canceled for a while, how much of a dent does that put into your plans going forward? And number two, how did you guys kind of respond to the whole news of everything kind of being set aside and pushed back because of the pandemic that's happening globally?
Well, a lot of the guys here on the team, we all fish tournaments, whether that's in school or out of school. We're constantly fishing tournaments. I fished numerous Corona Classic tournaments is what they were called. And we made some money doing it. We had a good time. But, man, we still put the time in. We still go to the lake. None of the lakes closed the whole time Corona happened. And I took that as an opportunity to – I wasn't in school. I was taking online classes. Because of the Corona, everything got moved out of classroom on the online. And I took that for what it was. And, man, I went to the lake almost every day. And I think we made the best out of it. We had little team competitions. Everybody would go out to the lake, and we'd all come weigh in and just have us a little fun competition between everyone. And I feel like we kept that team camaraderie up by doing that, by keeping everyone involved. And there isn't another team I'd rather be on than this one.
Absolutely. Now, I was just getting ready to say that's the perfect segue to the final question that I kind of have for you is, what kind of makes this team, so special? And since you've kind of joined ETBU, what has this opportunity to be on a part of this bass fishing team? What's it meant for you personally for your walk and for your whole collegiate experience so far?
It's been a very, very big part of it. I wouldn't trade it for the world, like I said. My coach, Cameron Berger, he treats me like his own son. I couldn't ask for a better coach to be up here. And if I ever need anything, or if I need a shoulder to lean on for anything at all, whether that's a personal problem, a school-related problem, fishing-related problem, I know I can always call him. And I feel like that's been a very big part of college for me and helping me get through it, because it's hard. It can be very hard sometimes. And I'm sure everyone that's been through college can attest to that. And it's real hard being a student athlete, being gone. For us, we're gone 1-2 weeks at a time. And that's a lot of class you end up missing. And somehow we always get it worked out. And man, it's great being on a college team, especially this one.
Very, very well said once again. But thanks for your time. And hopefully before all the school picks back up, you can find me out there on the water out there at some point. I know that I kind of got a chance to travel with you guys when you went to DC last year. Didn't get a chance to get on a boat, which I'm still, kind of disappointed about. But hopefully we can get on the water together and catch some big ones before all this kind of blows over. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I got some big ones, Fan of Pines. We can go catch right now.
Thanks again, Cody. And you guys can keep up with all things ETBU sports related. Go to goetbtigers.com or follow us on social media at goetbtigers. Once again, Mark T. Robinson, the one and only Cody Ross, bringing you the number 2 moment in our top 10 countdown. We'll be back with more on Tigers All Access. So you guys stay tuned for more. And thanks again for joining us here on this special edition of the ETBU Sports Net.